Well, would you look at that? CadtoChrome wheels. Those are sweet. Oh, did you think I was going to show you the whole thing? No. Gonna have to watch the video for that. Got him! So we're back. I wanted to shoot another video this weekend. I was really stoked about a new truck that came in the mail. It got delivered 2 days ago. And now that I'm finally off, I'm going to get to check it out and go through it. It's a truck that I had followed the build on RC4WD for a long time. It's a really, really cool build, and it's done by a guy who, in my opinion, is one of the best scale guys in this hobby. For those of you who haven't figured it out yet, by the two trucks sitting here, if you're not familiar with these two, you will be very shortly. That person would be Rich. Most of you probably know him as Pardonmyn00b, or you might know him because of Creepy Uncle Albert, or maybe Smeagol's Folly, which is a really, really awesome scale course. Rich is a personal friend of mine. I get together with him at least once a year, usually to wheel full-size trucks at Roush Creek, and Rich is definitely one of my favorite builders out there. I really admire his work. Super talented guy with the scale trucks. I've been following Rich since he first joined RC Crawler with his first builds. He had recently just had a post up, I think it was yesterday, in reference to his first 4 builds that he did. This 4Runner here actually was in that, and over the years I was lucky enough to actually obtain that truck. It's a really cool piece of my collection because it's one of his originals, and it also shows how far he's come in the hobby. Started out doing small body modifications, and then he started working his way up slowly to doing full conversions on bodies. So these two trucks in particular are a prime example of that. These started out as regular Tamiya hilux bodies that he converted into a first gen 4Runner and a second gen style pickup truck. Rich has then gone even further, and he has done some really, really, really awesome scratch built bodies. I'm proud to own the Iron Pig back here. That is one of my favorites in my collection. Thing is second to none. Really one-off type of truck. And this new truck that I got today, I'm really excited to show you guys. And what I think I'd like to do is kind of almost like a video blog build of it. Something like that. I'm going to step you guys through it a little bit, and if you have any questions about it, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I have a lot of things planned for the truck, and we'll go from there. Alright, thanks guys. So here it is. This is the new truck I was able to obtain that Richard and another online buddy of mine had originally built together. 51 Willie's Jeep, also known as Chris. They pretty much are the ones that got this truck to this level that you see it here today, and I'm going to take over it from here. It was previously residing in my good buddy Cole's collection out in California. When it went up for sale, when Rich sold it, when he got it back from Chris, Cole was lucky enough to be able to scoop it up, and he wanted to part with it. He asked me, and of course, owning several other of Rich's masterpieces, I immediately jumped on the idea to grab it. There's one thing about me, and as we get through my collection here, I don't discriminate when it comes to really awesome tiny trucks. If it's awesome and
somebody put in the wrench time.
So as you see here, the detail on this thing is freaking awesome.
It's an amazing machine.
This was another body that started out as a Tamiya body, and it was converted. This one, they decided to go a little bit different on the theme of it. This was modeled after a one-to-one truck that was in a magazine. It was known as the PowerTank 4Runner, and they did the fiberglass high-clearance fenders and the canvas back top. This truck is actually pretty old school in terms of nowadays. It's got the 1.9 CadtoChrome Walker Evans replicas. These wheels were the shit to have back in the day. They were $45 a piece. The machining on them is really, really nice. It's a shame those guys didn't stick around. I think their price point for stuff kind of scared people away. The other thing that kind of makes the truck old school is it is rocking the OG Bruiser frame. Even more, well, maybe not more old school, but even still really keeping with the old school theme, it actually still has TLT axles under it, which is kind of funny because I see people posting up nowadays on Facebook and such, and they're like, what axles are these? And they don't even realize that these are the axles that really shaped and led the hobby to where it is now. This is all we had back in the day, and we would get these things from the TLT1 kits, and we would shave them down. We'd put our RCP Fat Rock C's and rear lockouts on them, and at one point MIP had made CBDs because the steering on them was terrible. The thing is, the truck was built probably, it's got to be almost 10 years ago, I would think. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up to date. I've got an order with RC4WD drive-in for a Yoda Bruiser Ruptor rear style axle, and we're going to get some Yoda axles under this thing, so this way it's a little bit more scale looking. And like I said, we're going to tackle the interior, and that's something I'm hoping to do as part of the blog on the truck. Is like one thing that we're going to start off with, super simple, is we're going to bring these wheels up to date. I've got some locked up RC scale rings to match the real truck, and that we're going to paint those up red. And I've got a bunch of scale hardware, and we're going to modify them slightly. We have to drill the holes out to fit 3mm for about 6 spots for the mounting spot. And I also got scale lug nut hardware for them as well. So we'll bring the wheels up to date, and probably going to do a tire swap as well, just because the old crushers, the compounds that RC4WD Drive has out now, are so much better than what they used to be. Yeah, this is the truck. It's really, really cool. I'm stoked to have it in the collection. If you don't already, you should definitely check out Rich's work. I'll drop the links to his Facebook page, Turks and Jerps, in the link section, as well as his YouTube page. And I think if you like scale tiny trucks, you're definitely going to want to follow Rich if you're not already. He builds some of the most awesome trucks you will ever see. So, yeah. Alright, thanks guys. Appreciate it.